Hey everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to make a salve or a balm. It's very, very easy to do, and I'm going to be using some avocado oil, hemp seed oil, and liquid coconut oil or MCT oil. This particular coconut oil has been infused with herbs. I'm going to be using rosemary, sage, and camphor essential oil because this is going to be a healing salve because a friend of mine at church hurt her ankle, and this is going to reduce swelling and inflammation and also give her some minor pain relief. I don't use beeswax. I use candelilla wax, which is actually a plant-based wax. So this salve is going to be vegan. However, you can also use beeswax if you have it, or if that's the only thing that you can get. So I wanted to give you a note about tools, okay? If you're going to get measuring spoons, which you absolutely have to if you're going to have an apothecary, always get stainless steel. Look, I don't use a lot of tools when I make my spiritual medicines. However, if I'm going to be using tools, they're going to be stainless steel. They're going to be metal, okay? Don't get plastic, okay? Because we are going to be using these to heat. You're not supposed to, but I do it anyway, which is why you want to have stainless steel, good metal utensils. Another note is these are the little screw top tins that my salve is going to go inside. And the thing about this tin is it is rust proof. So if you're going to get tins like this in order to put salves and balms in, then you want to get rust proof tins, okay? Because if you give one to somebody and they put it in their bathroom and it's moist in there, it's wet or humid, then they're going to end up with, it's going to get nasty and rusty and moldy soon. But these never rust. These never, ever, ever have issues with mold. If you make a balm like this for somebody, make sure they know they need to keep it in a cool, dry place, like beside their bed on their nightstand. You're going to need a coffee filter or a piece of a paper towel, and you're definitely going to need to weigh your wax to make sure you're getting the correct amount of wax proportionate to oil that you're going to be using. So we're going to be measuring our wax in grams, and we need to get 7 grams of wax. And voila, 7 grams of wax. Now we need 1/4 of a cup of oil, and I'm going to do equal parts of the avocado, hemp, and coconut oil. Now that I have my oil, I'm going to mix my oil and my wax. I'm actually just going to be using a 1/2 cup measuring, stainless steel measuring cup for the heating process. There we go, just like that. Whenever you read recipes about how to make salves, they always say you need to get a double boiler. Well, guess what? I don't use a double boiler. I just heat up this wax and this oil at a very low temperature until the wax melts. And I've got to put down my phone because I'm going to be stirring this the entire time to make sure that the wax and the oil are staying cool enough while the wax is warming up and melting. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to use a little wood stick because I have tons of disposable little wood sticks to use for my craft making. You want to make sure that all of the wax flakes are totally gone, and they just about are. So now I'm going to take it off the heat. Now that the wax is melted, it's not going to firm back up quickly, but it will. So I'm going to add a 1/2 ml of all 3 of these essential oils, which is about 10 drops of essential oil. Or it's going to be 30 drops because it's going to be 10 from each bottle. I added my essential oil, and now I'm going to pour them into the tins, just like that. I should get 3 tins worth. Yep, there you go. That's how you make a salve. So these are going to cool off, and as they cool off, that wax is going to firm up the balm, the salve, and then we'll come back and look at it later. Okay, so I actually decided to make a few more. I really didn't make much of a mess. I mean, I just have 2 paper towels put down for my messiness, but as you can see, the first salves that I had poured are already starting to firm up, that's lovely. And then as you can see, the other ones are still freshly poured. So in about a few minutes, just in a matter of about 5 minutes, All of these salves are going to be firmed up. Voila. And there you have it, everybody. I actually decided that I was going to make some more. So 2, 4, 6, 8 of my favorite people tomorrow will get a balm. And I also made 3 bottles of African black soap with essential oil infused to give to some other friends. But anyway, that is how you make a very simple herbal salve.